Hello, Wayne Township Preschool families. Welcome to September Family Night. We are so glad you are joining us. The activities in this video are based on science concepts and standards aligned with the Indiana Learning Foundations. We hope you enjoy learning how you can do these simple activities at home with your child. Let's get started. We are going to do a science experiment that shows children the power of soap. So let's get our materials. First, you need some black pepper. You don't need a whole lot. I just have a big container. Next, you need some dish soap. You need some water and a bowl. I like to use a white one for this experiment so you can see better what happens. Or you can use a plate with a little bit of sides. I also like to have a notebook handy or a piece of paper so I can record the results of what happens. Okay, so here's what we need to do. We're going to pour the water into the plate. Then we're going to put a little bit of black pepper into the plate with the water. Now when I stick my finger in there, nothing much happens. I get a little bit of pepper on my finger, but that's about it. We can pretend like my hands are dirty. Nothing happens to the pepper. We can pretend like the pepper is germs. Now, I put a little bit of dish soap on my finger, and I'm going to put it into the plate with the pepper. Look at how the pepper runs away. That's just like germs run away from the soap. What's actually happening in this science experiment is the surface tension of the water. Our finger won't break the surface tension of the water. The soap will break the surface tension. Now I've got my paper to record or write down what I saw, my observation. I have a line drawn down the middle so I can talk about what happened in the beginning. So here's my bowl of water, and here's the pepper everywhere. Lots and lots of pepper. And here's my bowl of water. And here's what happened to the pepper after I used the soap. All of the pepper went away. And I'm going to draw a picture of soap. So I know that this is what happened with the soap. Now here's Miss Katie with another science experiment.
Hi families, wasn't that a cool experiment from Mrs. Laranja? Well, I can't wait to show you a science experiment that I really enjoy. It's a lot of fun, and believe it or not, we're going to be using black pepper for this experiment as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about static electricity. So in a few moments, I'm going to lower my camera, and I'm going to show you some of the materials you will need to do this experiment. Most of them you probably have lying around the house. In fact, most of them you can probably find in your kitchen. The first thing you're going to need is a plate. This is a plastic plate, but you can use a paper plate or any type of plate you might have in your kitchen. Okay. Also, you're going to need 2 measuring spoons. One that is a 1 tablespoon and the other one that is 1 teaspoon. Okay. Next, you're going to need some salt and pepper, and make sure that you use just table salt and table pepper, and make sure you don't use the pepper that needs to be grinded. Okay, so I just have some table salt and pepper, and finally, the next item you probably won't find in your kitchen, but you will need a comb. And if you happen to have a piece of paper or a notebook handy and something to write with, I will show you how to use that toward the end of our experiment. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and get started. is I'm going to take out my plate and I'm going to measure out 2 tablespoons of salt. And your measurements don't need to be perfect. Okay, so there's 1. And 2. And then on the other side of the plate, I'm going to take my teaspoon and I just need 1 teaspoon of pepper. 1 teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to put that right there. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do, families, is I'm going to gently shake the plate so the salt and pepper are touching each other, just like that. Can you see that? Okay, here comes the fun part. This is where we actually do our experiment. So I'm going to raise my camera. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to create some static electricity with the salt and the pepper and see if I can do that. But when I comb my hair, I would expect some type of static charge. Okay, and what I'm going to do after I comb my hair, I'm going to put my comb above, just slightly above the salt and pepper, and we're going to observe and see if we notice any type of reaction. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to comb my hair. Just going to try to get as much of a static charge on there as I can, not really combing it, just kind of fluffing it up. Okay, now I'm going to run this over the salt and let's see what happens. I'm not touching the salt, I'm just putting my comb over it. So far, there's no reaction. I don't notice anything different. You see my comb? There's nothing on it. Okay? So, we're going to try this again, and this time I'm going to cause a static charge with my comb as I fluff up my hair, and we're going to run it over the pepper and see if we notice any reaction. So I'm going to fluff up my hair again. Okay, I'm going to lower my camera and I'm going to run it over the pepper. Ooh! Oh, that pepper is starting to jump and hop right up on my comb. It's moving. I'll show you in just a minute in case you can't see that. It's jumping right up there. Look at that. Definitely seen a reaction with the pepper. Take a look at my comb now. Do you see that? Do you see the black pepper flakes? The pepper just automatically jumped right up. So there was a reaction with the black pepper, not with the salt, but with the pepper. That is static electricity. Okay, so this time I'm going to take my plate and I'm just going to mix the pepper and the salt together. I'm just going to do it with my finger. You can use a spoon if you'd like. I'm going to mix it around. I'm going to comb or fluff up my hair one more time. Let's get a static charge and see what happens. I'm going to move my comb over both the salt and the pepper this time. And we'll see what happens. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. That pepper is just popping up on my comb. It's really neat. If you can see that. I'm not seeing any salt pop up, just the pepper. That's because the pepper is lighter than the salt. The pepper is lighter. So I'm going to show you my comb. You can see all of that pepper up there. Sometimes if your hair is really dry, your whole comb will be coated with pepper. It just depends. Friends, I hope you enjoyed that. I wanted to also say that this is a really fun activity you could do together as families. You could all try running the comb through your hair and see how much pepper you can pick up. And it's just a really nice lesson on static electricity. Also, if your child has a piece of paper or if you have a notebook, encourage your child to jot down their observations. And this just might be something simple like a picture, And as they're drawing their picture, you can talk about, I wonder why the comb didn't attract the salt. Okay, well, the pepper was lighter. So the electricity, the static electricity was attracted with the pepper, but not the salt, because the salt is heavier and the pepper is lighter. You can also write a word on here in your journal or your child's journal. But really, this is just open-ended, anything that they feel is important from the experiment. Families, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our science experiments, and I hope you can do these at home with your child. If you have any questions at all, please ask your child's teacher, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.